Bickford, Talon, and Windham County. We have winter storm warnings up for the northern tier of the state, right over through Talon County now. Winter weather advisories for Windham County, freezing rain advisories toward the shoreline. At this point, I'd like to go to Burlington, where my fellow meteorologist, Ryan Hanrahan's been stationed all morning. Ryan, what are the latest on conditions there? Hood is up. The hat, is it the hat underneath there, and there's plenty of ice on the trees?
Yeah, the hat is underneath there, and yeah, let's take a look at the current temperature here. Look at the one on the bottom, 31.3 degrees. That's the current reading right here in Burlington, and it's raining, so that's not a good sign. Take a look at what we have underfoot. This is just a solid coating of about 1/3 of an inch at least of ice on every surface that hasn't been treated with salt. They tried to put a little bit of sand down for us. That didn't do much good.
A little bit icy, mostly slush, though. It's not too bad, but it's a little slick.
And again, until those temperatures go above 32 degrees, the concern will be these trees, these bushes, these power lines, all caked in ice. We'll see what happens as we move through the afternoon. We're live in Burlington this morning. I'm Ryan Hanrahan, NBC30 News. Back over to you.
Joining us on the phone right now, Mitch Gross from CLNP. Mitch, thank you so much for joining me.
Okay, thank you, Yvonne.
All right, Mitch Gross with CLNP. Thank you so much for your time and your insight. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne.
NBC30's Amy Parmenter continues our live team coverage in Farmington along Route 6 with more on the ice. Amy, what are the conditions like there right now?
Well, good morning, Yvonne. The conditions out here depend on whether you're looking up or you're looking down. The problem is not so much really what's coming down right now because it's mostly rain. Now, if you come a little closer to where we're standing here and you look at what is just below our feet, you'll see where the real problem is. Right here, it's mostly slush. It's just a lot of water. It's kind of easy to push around. I can step here relatively easily. Now I'm going to walk just 10 or 15 feet this way. I'm going to try to do it without falling, even though you might find that very entertaining. I would prefer not to land on my bum this morning. But this right here, if you take a look at this, it's all ice and very slippery.
Very slick, very icy, and yet I see these people, they're driving past me at 60 miles an hour. You know, you wonder what they're thinking about driving that fast in this kind of weather.
We are live this morning in Farmington. I'm Amy Parmenter, NBC30 News.
All right, Amy, thank you so much. Joining us on the phone right now is Lieutenant Paul Vance with the State Police. All right, thank you so much for that advice, Lieutenant Paul Vance.
You're watching NBC30, Connecticut's news leader.
A messy mix out there. We are in Weather Plus alert. Little sleet, rain, and plenty of ice creating problems on the road, and now creating power problems as well.
And take a live look in Coventry right now. This is Route 44. Daryl Velez, our chief videographer, is giving us some great pictures here. Skype via the internet. That's how they're streaming those videos for you. Now that right there just shows what the conditions are in that part of the state. And it's been a busy morning with over 600 schools and organizations canceling classes. Some are just delaying their start as well. Let's get right to meteorologist Bob Maston. He is here with an update on the conditions right now.
Let's go to one of those towns. It's Burlington, where my fellow meteorologist Ryan Hanrahan standing by now, live in Burlington. Ryan, an update on the conditions there.
Still 31 degrees, Bob, and B-Max, take a look at this. Look at all the little grass blades here. Lots of dead grass here on the side of Route 4, but every single one of them is just caked in this ice. You can see all the little icicles on them right there. So that's one of the problems. The power lines are being weighted down by all that ice. Take a look at those pine trees. They're already sagging down on top of power lines and on top of utility lines. And the fear is that later on today, some of those lines will come down and will snap. And we're live in Burlington. I'm Ryan Hanrahan, NBC30 News. Yvonne, back over to you in that warm studio.
Sorry about that, Ryan.
Okay.
We'll have coffee later. Now that leads us to our next story, serious power problems. The list of outages is expected to grow throughout the day. NBC30's Amy Parmenter continues our live team coverage in Farmington along Route 6 with an update on the conditions there. And Amy, you were doing the shuffle earlier, shuffling your feet to keep from falling on your bum. And those were your words, not mine, but you're okay now, right?
I'm okay so far. I know that you and Brad are anxiously anticipating that moment, a little, you know, just a little entertainment for you there, but hopefully that won't be happening in the next few minutes. We are live this morning in Farmington. I'm Amy Parmenter, NBC30 News.
A final look right now at this wintry weather, Bob.
We're going to be tracking this all afternoon into this evening because right now it is pouring across the state. The rain has really picked up in intensity, and as we know, there are still many communities right around 30, 31, or 32 degrees, and that's a bad combination. So we'll scrape off the ice and we'll get ready to shovel.
All right, Bob, thank you.
Yes.
All right, that's all the time we have for now.
We will carry the governor's State of the State address as soon as she is ready, steps to the podium. We'll have that live for you. Have a good and safe afternoon.